If I gotta talk about your kids, I will. If you got rest in peace, this, and that, I'm gonna talk about that.
I'm not rooting for no Mexican woman who called black women roaches. I'm sorry, I'm not doing it. Who talked about somebody deceased child. I'm sorry, I'm not doing it. Y'all can, I don't give a, I don't care.
I have no sympathy for a woman who gets pressed after a woman calls her kid a roach after she did the same years ago. Like, girl, you started the infestation. Don't be mad when the lights come on and the roaches come back to greet you.
Hi, everyone. Welcome to Shhhcrets. Before we get into it, go ahead and hit that subscribe button if you like raw, unfiltered opinions and the kind of truth that makes folks squirm a little. Now that the dust has settled on this latest Cardi B versus Nicki Minaj brawl, and my chiropractor has cleared me from all the whiplash, I can finally say it. Both of them were disgusting. Dragging kids, weaponizing colorism, turning fan bases into attack dogs. Nasty work. But if I have empathy for anybody in this circus, it's Nicki. And before the Cardi defense squad gets cute, no, that doesn't erase Nicki's mess. It just means I can clock a pattern, clock hypocrisy, and see who gets to rebrand while dark-skinned women are told to shut up, forgive, and clap along. Here's the quick through line. Cardi B stormed in pre-album rollout with "I'm outselling everybody," mainly Nicki. When the numbers didn't surpass Nicki's first week album sales, Cardi pivoted straight into victim mode, throwing out taunts, mocking Nicki over alleged fertility issues, and suddenly kids became ammo. She implied Nicki was a neglectful mother, even suggested her son had autism. Nicki fired back and dragged it to hell, calling Cardi's daughter Culture another monkey. That's bottom of the barrel stuff. That was ugly. No excuses. But let's not forget, Cardi herself has called other black women's kids monkeys and roaches before. So, honestly, this isn't a fight I can care about.
I hate when some people come at me and it's like, "Oh, Cardi, why you coming at people's kids for?" But I'm my mother's kid. Like the same way your kid is your baby, I'm my mother's baby. You know, if my mom was to be scrolling down and she see people talk about me, that will hurt her feelings. Nothing is off limits.
So let me just say this. The other night, I was a part of something so mortifying and so humiliating to go through in front of a bunch of upper echelon people who are, you know, people who have their lives together. The way they passed by looking at this disgusting commotion, I will never forget. I was mortified. I was in Alexander Vautier gown, okay, off the runway, okay, and I could not believe how humiliated it all felt, because we, and I use we loosely, and I'm gonna clarify how we made ourselves look. And I'm gonna get back, but before I go, I want to say that I would never discuss anyone's child. And it's so sad that for someone to pin that on me because I'm the bad guy and they know people would believe them. So let me just go on record having said, I would never talk about anyone's child or parenting. I don't care about anyone's parenting. I don't give a shit. And it's so crazy to me that people always need to make Onika the bad guy. But we did hear this woman who accused me of saying something about her child just say that nothing's off limits, even talking about people's kids. Let's see. Do we have that girl on the phone? There's somebody that I want to get on the phone really, really quickly before I get into some things, because we gonna get into some things.
All right. Hi, Clarissa. How are you?
Hello.
Clarissa?
Yeah, I hear you.
All right.
Hi, Clarissa. You're on Queen Radio. How are you?
Hi, Nikki. How you doing? I'm good.
I'm fine. Now tell us why Brooke reached out to you and what you want to let the people know, because there's millions of people listening and we wanted to hook up and be there for you. What you wanted to let the people know today?
Back in 2014, she had posted up an Instagram video. So this was right before she got on Love and Hip Hop, and she made a video talking about her teeth. She was basically saying like, "Oh, I'm not fixing my teeth. I don't give a fuck what nobody has to say," whatever she was saying. So I had commented on it, and I was like, "Well, you should just get them done or whatever." Not saying it like I'm just saying, like, you saying you don't care what people say, but just do it, whatever. So once that happened, she went to my Instagram, and she must have read my bio. In my bio, it says rest in peace to my son that passed away. So when she read my bio, that's when she came back at me with the comment, and it was like, oh, bitch, that's why you shouldn't have been on drugs. Maybe your baby would have been alive. She was like, fuck you and your kids, and it was just like a whole bunch. She called my son a monkey.
So are you a black woman, ma'am?
Yes, I'm Puerto Rican and black.
Okay. She called your child a monkey. Your dead child. Rest in peace to your child. She called your child a monkey and said if you wouldn't have been doing some nonsense that your child would have been alive, and she doesn't know you.
She was saying if I would have gone for drugs and all this other stuff, my son would have been alive.
So thank you so much for calling. I will hit you back after the show, my darling. I'm sure the bars would like to give you a nice, lovely donation, my darling. Thank you. Bye.
That sound after you talk is so nice.
Calling a dead child a monkey, but telling people somebody talked about your child that never talked about your child so you can get some sympathy points. Because she refers to you black women. Oh, we got the receipts for that too. FYI, she refers to black women as monkeys and roaches. Roaches!
Just glad I fixed myself up before she got this show. Just glad I fixed myself up.
To freedom! These are the women going hard for her. The roaches. When the lights come out. They scrambling. The roaches, child. We roaches. Black women's is roaches now, child.
Be clear.
We roaches, be clear.
Be clear.
And what's worse is Cardi acting like she just discovered colorism once it touched her doorstep. Girl, you were calling people's kids monkeys and roaches before yours was even born. So forgive me if I don't choke up with sympathy when the smoke you started finally circles back. I don't have selective amnesia. Let's be honest, Cardi B has made a career out of being vile, loud, and unchecked. Time after time, we see her being the aggressor, not the victim. Even in the recent incidents, aside from that one where the reporter clearly crossed the line, Cardi was the one escalating things. The one cursing, throwing objects, and acting out with zero provocation. And even if she was provoked, she's 33 years old. The frontal lobe in her brain is fully developed. She's not a teenager from the Bronx trying to find her voice anymore. She's a grown woman with millions in the bank and multiple kids. So, what's her excuse? Why do we keep infantilizing her like she's some misunderstood little sister of the industry? She's not. She's a grown woman who treats chaos like it's a brand identity. And this whole Nicki is the big bad bully narrative, please. We've seen the footage. We saw Cardi lunge, throw shoes, scream, and make up stories about Nicki talking about her child just so she could justify attacking her. We never saw Nicki whisper anything about her kid. Cardi just needed an excuse to play victim. Meanwhile, this same woman pays men to attack other women, mocks other women's relationships, and lectures the world about respecting women.
Hey Cardi, you're beautiful.
Thank you.
Cardi, insiders are claiming that Offset is publicly bragging about getting you pregnant for the 4th time. Do you foresee any paternity issues with Stephon Diggs?
Stop disrespecting me. Don't disrespect me.
Cardi, how are you feeling?
Cardi, your court look is amazing.
Do you see women asking those type of questions to me? Do you see women asking those questions to me? Why do you feel as a man you get to ask me those type of questions? Act like you have some manners. Right. And your mama taught you, respect women.
Right.
The hypocrisy is so thick you could butter it. And look, I'm not making excuses for Nicki either. She said she'd never call someone's child an animal or weaponize motherhood, yet she did. If she was trying to flip Cardi's own language back at her to make her feel what it's like to be on the receiving end, then fine, that might explain it, but it doesn't excuse it. If that was her intent, she should have said so clearly, because from where most of us sat, it still looked like anti-Blackness, Plain and simple. Accountability goes both ways, but let's not act like one is a demon and the other's the Virgin Mary. I'm still floored by how many Black women, especially dark-skinned Black women, are breaking their backs to cape for Cardi. I cannot fathom it. Even if you can't stand Nicki, what self-respecting Black woman is really out here defending Cardi after the way she's dragged other Black women and their kids?
Like, I really feel a certain type of way, and I'm going to come for you. Like, if I got to talk about your kids, I will. If you got rest in peace, this, and that, I'm going to talk about that dead person that you're talking about. I'm going to really hurt your feelings, like, because I'm very sensitive.
I have dated guys that they're Black, and they have told me, like, I don't date Black girls. And it's like, I be telling them, but you're Black, but your mom is Black. You don't think that's weird? And then they tell me, well, you don't date Spanish guys, right? And I say, no, I don't. I date Black guys. And it's like, so?
But you don't date Spanish guys at all?
No.
Do you have any idea why?
I don't even like people I think that, like, is my race. Just because I like to date people that are different from me. Because I like to date people that are different from me.
Let a dark-skinned girl slip up at 16 like JT, and she's branded forever. But Cardi? She gets excuse after excuse. She was young. It was a decade ago. She didn't mean it, but she has a dark-skinned daughter now. Please. That double standard is doing gymnastics that would qualify for the Olympics. And let's kill the age gap defense too while we're at it. People love to say, well, Nicki's in her 40s and Cardi's in her 30s. Okay? And I know 20-somethings with more emotional intelligence. Cardi's an adult, not a kid learning boundaries. She's been in this industry long enough to know better, and she chooses not to. She's not misunderstood. She's entitled. And she's a mother of 3, going on 4, which should aid you emotionally too. At some point, maturity shouldn't just come from experience. It should come from responsibility. And anyone still defending her behavior either hates themselves, has abandoned logic altogether, or just enjoys the circus she creates. Because what exactly are we defending? Violence? Colorism? Hypocrisy? People need to stop gaslighting. For years, Cardi used slurs, dehumanizing language, and leaned on Black culture like it was a costume rental. The receipts are long. Viewers are tired of the industry pretending not to see it just because she sells. Being marketable isn't a license to disrespect the very people you're profiting from. And proximity to Blackness is not a pass to abuse Black people, ever. That's why this double standard hits such a nerve. A dark-skinned woman couldn't sneeze wrong without blogs dragging her, but Cardi can spit colorist garbage and suddenly it's, let's give grace, it was years ago. No other community would allow an outsider to insult them on repeat and still roll out the red carpet. But somehow, Black women are expected to hold the door open and smile. And what's the payoff? Cardi still finds new ways to disrespect. Let's be clear. Nicki has her own colorist slip-ups. That these bitches need a permeator bar? Yeah, it was ugly. But Cardi? Cardi built a resume off disrespect, a pattern. She tears down Black women, body shames the ones who can't live in a surgeon's office like she does, sues Tasha K to flex her power, harasses the shade room because they won't lick her ass dry like the Breakfast Club, and bullies Black-owned media while giving white outlets like TMZ and Billboard a free pass. She wants to play boss only when it's us. That's not just hypocrisy. That's cowardice dressed up as keeping it real. And speaking of cowardice, let's not forget her post about Nicki being a bad mother, implying she's neglecting her kid on his birthday, as if a birthday needs to be celebrated every waking second of the day. Cardi acts like her children are holy relics, untouchable and off limits, but she has no problem dragging other people's kids. directly or sideways. She throws stones, hides her hands, then cries when the rocks boomerang. That's the same energy she had when she cowardly lobbed that shoe at Harper's Bazaar. Loud and messy in the moment, then sanctimonious when the consequences show up. And while we're here, can we stop pretending rap was ever Sunday school music? Rap has always been gutter, violence, lewdness, ego, chaos. That's the DNA. Nobody blinks when men wallow in it, but the minute women tap in, suddenly everyone's clutching pearls, asking them to be moral compasses. That's laughable. Either the whole genre gets sanitized or women get the same pass men do. Now artistry, that's where the gap really shows. Nicki can step in the booth alone. Flows, characters, bars, structure. Cardi, she's personality, platform, and machine polish. And then there's the cosplay. Cardi is packaged as the ghetto black girl caricature, loud, aggressive, messy, while ghostwriters and the machine carry her catalog.
Y'all so hyped listening to that Cardi B album. And she rapping like, yes, it's me. And I know what you said because I know that I ain't the flyest check. What you are, you don't know. Because where I say I go, I'm the one, you not two. And I'm done with you.
A B C D E F G A B C D E F G A B C D E F G these can A B C D E F G A B C D E F G these cannot fuck with me. A B C D.
And the danger? When the imitation keeps being rewarded, the door opens for replacements. Now we've got AI black girl singers pulling million-dollar deals while real black women can't even get fair contracts. Every time you reward the cosplay, you push authentic talent one step closer to the exit. She's got hooks, sure, but when the writers leave, the mic gets heavy. Everyone heard that JT diss run. The most memorable part wasn't the bars, it was the chorus. I gave her album a fair shot twice. It's fine, but the features did the heavy lifting. Meanwhile, JT's rebuttal actually had bite. You could hear the pen. That matters. But let's not lose the thread. This is about behavior. Cardi has a track record of punching down, then crying foul when the punchback lands. That's not growth. That's crisis PR. She can call other people's kids animals with her whole chest, but the second her daughter is mentioned, she wants everyone to treat it like church bells. Growth isn't a cute caption before an album drop. It's humility, accountability, and consistent repair. And if we're going to hand out redemption arcs, fine, then hand them out to dark-skinned women too. Stop treating us like permanent defendants while someone like Cardi gets bail every time. Now, Nicki, no pass there either. Kids should have never been in her mouth. The clownery around pregnancy and family is beneath her talent. But here's the thing. When the smoke clears, Nicki can still stand on her work without a scaffolding of cosigns. That's why, if empathy goes anywhere, it's with her. And no, that doesn't mean I'm blind to her contradictions or her barbs. It means I'm loyal to the bigger picture. And at the end of the day, I will err on black. Always. If there are two demons, I'm choosing the black one because I'm a loyalist. Just like every other community protects their own, I'll let Cardi's community defend her. I'll stand with Nicki while still hoping she gets the therapy to unpack the issues weighing her down, including her touch of colorism. And this is where I need to ask, black women online caping for Cardi, are you not embarrassed?
Are you not ashamed of yourself? Are you not embarrassed? This is really embarrassing.
Even if you don't have the shame to take offense at her calling dark-skinned kids roaches, what about the infertility jab she threw at Nicki? Sure, maybe Nicki herself isn't struggling with infertility, but millions of women are. Women with fibroids, women with PCOS, women who have sat in doctors' offices crying over test results. That's real life. That's pain. But Cardi thought it was cute to weaponize it as an insult. What about her mocking Nicki's son, hinting he might have a learning or growth disability? That's not just a low blow, it's ableism. Too many people have children, siblings, or loved ones facing those exact struggles. Yet, Cardi thought it was comedy. So, tell me, why are Black people online caping for this woman? Why are you so desperate to defend her? The math is not mathing. Cardi B is disgusting too, and pretending otherwise isn't nuance. It's self-negation. So, here's my bottom line. Both were grotesque. Children are off limits. Colorism isn't a prop. Infertility and disability aren't punchlines. But don't ask me to sing Kumbaya behind Cardi B like her record doesn't exist. If you want to stream her, cool. Just don't embarrass yourself publicly defending her. As for me, if empathy has to go anywhere, it's with Nicki. Flawed, talented, messy, but still standing on her pen. What do you think? Are Black women defending Cardi engaging in self-negation, even after she called kids roaches, mocked infertility, and made ableist digs? Or do you believe her so-called growth wipes the slate clean? If you're team nobody, tell me why. If you're team Nicki, tell me the line she crossed that still makes you wince. And if you're on the fence, what would either woman need to do to be taken seriously again? That's a wrap. Thanks for watching. I love making these, and it's even better when they're received. If you haven't yet, subscribe if you like my vibe. Drop your thoughts, be blunt but not hateful, and tell me whose side you're on in all this mess. Until the next video, bye.
So the real question is, why is it okay to disrespect Nicki Minaj unprovoked? And then when Nicki Minaj get online and Nicki Minaj start violating people, everybody want to sit back and act like Nicki Minaj is a bully or Nicki Minaj is just reacting for no reason. But shit like this is why Nicki Minaj be going on the rampages that she go on, because when she's not saying nothing, her name is always in somebody's mouth and in some type of conversation.
My name is RC. Who you got? I'm starting with Stephon Diggs, because you know why? If you got a wide receiver that's hungry for pettiness, you got to feed him. Stephon Diggs went back to Buffalo. He wanted to show him that he wasn't to be played with, that he can still get down with the get down. And if Stephon Diggs is Cardi B, then the Buffalo Bills were Nicki Minaj. And where was going at the end?
So no, for real, what was the reason? What was the reason to go ahead and provoke Nicki Minaj? What was the reason in going ahead talking about if Stephon Diggs is this, then Nicki Minaj is that? Like, what? Why? What was the point? Everybody looking for a viral moment off of Nicki Minaj's back. Everybody trying to stand on Nicki Minaj's fat ass in order to get a viral moment. And it's sick at this point, yo.